Are we working? Good. I'd like to welcome everyone. I'm delighted that you're here, and I'm delighted Khangser Rinpoche is healthy and here. I don't consider Rinpoche a guest teacher, but as part of our family, part of our team of teachers. Earlier, I was meeting with him and saying, I want to have a very stable Dharma center where we have a number of qualified teachers that care for each other, that teach in harmony with each other so that the Dharma continues, right? So as wonderful as I am, it should not be like, I don't want to be a lone teacher for Lions Roar. I want Lions Roar to continue for many generations and lifetimes, knowing that the true refuge is the Dharma, and we have our beloved teachers. But the true Guru Yoga is to realize the Four Noble Truths, isn't it so? Yeah. So when Rinpoche asked what like teaching on, of course, I thought immediately of Bodhisattva path and how it relates to modern life, because Rinpoche is very interested in keeping Dharma contemporary, which at its essence it always is, of course, but the forms and the presentations have to keep up with what sentient beings need. So gracefully thought, oh, you assented and said, oh, that's a really good topic. So I'm really interested to hear what he has to say. I don't know if there's time for questions, comments, and things like that. We'll see. He can decide. If we do that, then this very agile person next to me will jump up and give you a microphone. But you don't want to step over the puja table. That wouldn't be proper, would it? Yeah, thank you. And then we're going to take a short break and then have the Nam Gyalma initiation at 1 o'clock. Who's going to be here for that? Raise your hand. Very good. Okay. So after that, for Rinpoche to prepare, then we're going to wait in the dojo, which you can go outside, come in the side door, we just walk down the hall. Capiche? Okay. All right. Please teach. kind of want you to help Rinpoche if you need some help. It's a little tricky, yeah.
Just like, okay. This way. It should be like this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the correct way. Yeah.
Okay. Can you all hear me? Okay. First of all, thank you for Lamala, and thank you for all the Lion Row Centers member. And I got one more opportunity to get here in the Sacramento, and myself feel so happy, and because whenever I come to the Sacramento, so this is Sacramento, and I feel like all the time whenever I come here, I come here on the at the time of my birthday. So first, I think first time when I come here, the giving the Manjushri Buddha initiation, it was on my birthday. Yeah. Now, and a few days later, my birthday is coming. So I'm here in California. So I feel that really very much connected in this place. And now today's as you all know, the topic is about how to live the Bodhisattva's way of life in the modern time. Am I right? I'm not very sure, but yeah. And the more I come to this center, now I have a less thing to talk because I talk a lot, so there's nothing much left to share. So anyway, so today's the session, maybe I will talk into the very basic and also a little bit of the touch with the advanced practices. Because sometimes that when I talk too much of the basic, because many of you have studied the quite long, so you know all the things, and you may feel bored and the things that, oh, that you know it. There's nothing special in that. So maybe I'll talk the basic things, then also I'll talk about the advanced, and especially I will try to talk from my own experience and my master's the experience. Because as the Buddhist the practice, it is a very important that always take the Buddhist practice as a spiritual journey. Spiritual journey is a few things are very important for the journey. When you start a journey, first thing is the destination. You should know that where you're going. And the second thing is a direction. That's a very important. And the third thing is a company. Have you heard this? A very nice saying in the Vietnam is that if you want to go very far away, go with the company. Yeah, that's very nice. If you go to the very far away, you have to go with the company. So that the same thing as the Dharma practice is like a spiritual journey, destination, direction, company is a very important. So right now, the lots of the time, especially in the America and the Western. So when the Dharma practice and the meditation, you take it like a physical exercise. Like, 30 minutes, I do the meditation for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. This is how you train your body. When you go to the gym, they will introduce, 40 minutes twice a week. This is not going to work in the meditation and the Dharma practice. It's not going to work. Because lots of people used to ask me that how many hours do I meditate? I always say, I don't know how many hours I meditate daily. Because for every moment, for me, is the time to meditate. Every moment is for time to meditate. Every moment you have to meditate. Combine the meditation with when you're having the food, meditate a few minutes. When you walk, meditate. When you do whatever things, you can combine the meditation. But I always say, don't meditate while you are driving. I have told you that before, and still I'm stick on that point, okay? So that time you should not meditate. Other than that, so that is the, so that is the one thing. So that's why today's the topic, as I told you, when you're starting the spiritual journey, the destination. So that's why in the modern life, especially right now, in this time, lot of what the modern world means, a lot of the distractions are there, a lot of the getting distractions. These are the distraction among, when you get distracted with a lot of the thing, sometimes you will not have the time for yourself. So when you go to the school, then after you finish the school, then you will raise the family, then you have to raise your children. So lots of the time you are just consumed by the other. So you should have some time for yourself. So this is the Dharma, the practice. Is the destination of the Dharma practice should be that to realize your true self and get connect with yourself, get connecting with yourself. And that is the term in the Dharma term, as you have heard called the enlightenment. No, you have heard the term called the enlightenment. So enlightenment is should be the destination. Now here, what is the real enlightenment? There is a very nice story. There is one of the great master in the one temple. He achieved the enlightenment. So a lot of the the young monks in that temple, so curious about his experience of achieving the enlightenment. So then they went to ask that old master, how do you feel after you achieve the enlightenment? What's your experience of achieving the enlightenment? So master told the one thing. Before I achieve the enlightenment, whenever monasteries sound the gong, no gong is what you call the bell, the gong, or how to, when they sound the gong, I bring my bowl and go to the kitchen to have the food. After I finish the food, I will wash my bowl, baking bowl, no, what you call. After I achieve the enlightenment, when they sound the gong, I will take my bowl, go to the kitchen, eat the food. After the food, I will wash it again. So this is a very nice story that enlightenment is something like a transformation from the inside. Lots of the people sometimes feel the enlightenment is sudden, the changes, transformation more from the external. This is no external transformation, internal transformation. So the Dharma practice is to bring your inner transformation, changes from the state what you are to change in the more, the pure or the better mental state, okay? That is the destination should be whenever you practice the Dharma, okay? That should be the destination. Because right now, I always tell the one good thing of the modern time, okay? One good thing in the modern time. Buddha said the one thing, to achieve the enlightenment, there are three things are very important. Buddha said the wisdom and the meditation and the discipline. Morality and ethics, discipline, okay? Three things are very important. Wisdom, discipline, and wisdom, discipline, meditation. Three things are very important. Now, I told them now in the modern time, to achieve the enlightenment, four things are very important. Meditation, wisdom, discipline, plus Zoom. So now that in the modern time, lots of the time I get the class on the Zoom. You have the more, the access to the Dharma, more opportunity to practice the Dharma. At the time of the Buddha, if it takes the 20 years to achieve the enlightenment, in the modern time, we can achieve the 10 years. More facilities to reach the Dharma. Even I'm staying at 1,000 kilometers away, but I'm connecting with all my students all over the world. Very easy through the Zoom, we are getting connected. So that's why what I'm saying is that so now when you come for that's in the modern time. And the one thing is that wherever there is an opportunity, there's also the obstacles. Also in the modern, lots of the obstacles are there. Because of actually these obstacles are I will not say these are the obstacles. Sometimes these are, if you cannot overcome it, then it's an obstacle. Once you can overcome it, it's not obstacle at all. So let me put like this. So there is one person, and he cannot sleep at all. So then he went to see the master, and they told the master that I cannot sleep. So, and can you help me? I have only one problem in my life, that I could not sleep. Other than that, if you can solve this problem, then I will be the happiest person in this world. Because this really, the insomnia, when I cannot sleep, it really hurts me a lot, mentally and physically. So then what happened is that then the master teach him some of the meditation technique. And after 1 month later, then master met him and they told him, now, how's your life? So he told that master that nothing much changed in my life. Only the difference is now I can sleep well. That's all. Other than that, I'm same as before. So thing is that when you are having the problem, you will feel that is a very big problem. Once you can overcome it, then you will think it's not an obstacle at all. It's just, so that's why when you are practicing Dharma, whatever the obstacle, whatever things are there, you have to overcome it, especially the distractions or all those things, no? That you have to overcome. Because we are not knowing that in this modern world, because the world is getting very small, all is getting small, and we are more connected with the people. More we are connected, and so more with the connected with the people, I will use it as a very superficial level. We are connected. So what we have to do is that in the practicing the Dharma in the modern time, we have to be very aware, and we have to manage the time very properly. That time, managing the time, okay? Right now, we think that the managing the money or the wealth is more important, but I will say the managing the time. Because in my home, I really saw that my mother, my father, and my brother, my niece, all sometimes really when they could not spend a very quality time. Everyone get very busy with their own cell phone and the televisions, and then getting very busy. Sometimes like these kind of the distraction, we are not knowing that this kind of distraction is psychologically, it will giving the very negative impact in our mind, psychologically. In fact, so that's why if you're very serious Dharma practice, when you come, so you have to be aware of it. Because I was teaching a monastery so many years in the South India monastery. So South India monastery, and the last year I visited the South India monastery. But many of you know that, no? I left the job of teaching philosophy in the monastery, no? Yeah, because I always tell that, I used to teach the philosophy debate in the monastery. Now I left that job. So now don't ask me why I left it, okay? Anyway, so my point is that in the South India monastery, even it's a monastery, I saw a lot of the young monks getting distracted with these social medias, no? So social media, getting lots of them get distracted. So when our time, there's no social media, and we can fully focus on the Dharma practice and all things, we can fully focus. Right now, that is the one I can say that you have to overcome that. You have to overcome that watching the televisions and too much excess of the watching, okay, social media. So that is what you have to do. And if you are the very beginner of the Dharma practice, then you can combine with the watching the television, social media, still you can carry on to meditate. If you come to the serious level, you have to detach from it, okay? Because if the beginner, if I tell that, okay, now you have to detach from this and that, they will feel very difficult to practice. Because they want to get enjoy all these sort of facilities, not to get detached. So if you come to the little bit more serious, then you have to get detached. Detach is something that's very important for I'm talking about serious, okay? When you are practicing so long time, slowly you have to learn how to get detached with the many things. So when you are not knowing that once you get more, you'd get detached. More you feel the more peace and the joy. Because attachment is sometimes that when you get too attached to the social media or the television or whatever, too attached, you're not knowing that attachment is a very sweet poison. It's a very sweet poison, okay? Sweet poison, and as I think that I told several times in the class that when you getting to attachment comes mainly because of your self-centered attitude or the self-centered attitude, self-cherishing attitude. Love is a very nice. You have to love everyone, but not to get attached. Okay. How to get detached? Let me tell you that when you're coming for the serious Dharma practice, slowly you have to get detached. Detached means you should accept, and you can accept it. Let me put it in a very simple way. Okay. When you get too attached to the coffee, what will happen is you cannot live without the coffee. When you love the coffee, you can enjoy the coffee. Once you don't have the coffee, you can enjoy the tea. When you get attached to the coffee, then coffee must there. When there is no coffee, you cannot live. So that's why the serious Dharma practitioner, you have to learn from the detached, especially from the good things. Okay. This is detaching, especially from the good things. So you feel that for the beginner, I know it feels like that is the impossible. For the when you become the more serious Dharma practitioner, when you get detached from the good things, you will feel more joy and peace inside. Because as I told you the one thing, let me give you have you heard about the monkey when they got the nut in their hand? You know how they catch the monkey? Yeah, they will. Yeah, you know that story, no? When the monkey, okay, who knows the story? Okay, who don't knows the story? Okay, who knows the story? Tell those people who don't know the story. Okay. So anyway, they're saying that when they catch the monkey, they put the nut in the cage, no? So monkey, first they put the hand in the cage and then they will grab the nut. Then they will not let the nuts, so they will hold the nut and they cannot pull out their hand from the cage. That's a story. I never seen the monkey holding like that, okay? But the story, it can be true, okay? So point is that attachment is exactly how it holds. Sometimes attachment, you will hold it. Even he cannot pull your hand out of the cage, but still you will hold the nut. Attachment, one more story is a very interesting story that one of my favorite stories that one time in the ancient time, there was a sweeper in the king's palace. Sweeper in the king's palace, he found the 1 penny out of the king's palace, took 1 penny. And he just got that penny. And what happened is that he just thought that if I keep the penny with me, I might get lost. So I will bury somewhere. So he went to the king's, that time the king's palace is huge. So they have the 4 gates, 4 main gates. And he buried that 1 penny under the eastern gate side, eastern gate of the palace. He buried the penny under the eastern gate of the side. And what happened is the daytime, that kingdom was so hot, even the birds will not fly. Everyone stay in the house because the weather is extreme hot. They can have a heat of stroke. So no one dares to go out. And he was resting at the daytime. And after lunch, he was resting in his home. Suddenly he remembered that he buried a penny under the eastern gate, He just wake up and run. His wife told him not to go, you will get a heat stroke. No. He told her, I have to get something very important thing. Then he just run to get in the eastern side of the gate to get that penny. The king saw him running so fast in the so very hot weather. So king was so curious and asked the guard to catch him and asked him to bring him to him. So guard went and caught him and bring to the king. And the king asked that no one is going like this, the very extreme, the hot weather time, at the daytime, no one walks outside. What makes you not only walk, run so fast? So king told him that, he told the king that I buried the 1 penny under the eastern gate, so I have to get that. The king felt so mercy and for him and the very compassion and told the king that, okay, just forget about that penny. I will give you the 5 gold coin. So he told, no, I have to go and get the penny. I have to go and get the penny, not the 5 gold coin. The king told me, okay, 100 gold coin. So still he said, no, I have to get the penny. Now the king said, okay, we will settle the issue like this. I will give you the half size of my kingdom. It is okay now, you will forget the penny. He said, yes. One condition. If you give me king told, I will give you half size of my kingdom. Will you forget that penny? One penny. He said, yes, but in the one condition. If you give me the half kingdom from the eastern side, then I will agree. Still the attachment to something, one penny attachment, even the half kingdom, still he wants to get the penny. That's how the attachment works. Sometimes when you get attached to something, many good things you are missing in your life, but you are not aware that what the good things you are missing. So like this person, when you get to the attached to the one penny, he just throw the king's offer of the 5 gold coin. But you might think that, oh, no one will get that much attached to the penny, just throw. But in your life, it's happening all the time, okay? So that's why for the serious practitioner, what I'm saying, the detachment, you have to get detached. To detachment, so that's why the detachment is a very important, especially in this modern life, it's a very important. Why I'm saying the detachment importance of modern life. This is time where you will see that a lot of things like commercial advertisement, television, and the social media, a lot of the things, no? And they will, in this advertisement, they will let you feel that if you don't get this, you're missing a lot of things in your life. Have you, sorry, I'm not so sure whether you remember the one story. There is one real estate agent is selling the house. So then the real estate agent sell the house to the one person, and they told the house was very good and this and that. A lot of that explain they give it. And the person bought the house. After person bought the house, and after what happened is after the few months later, the areas there, the drainage system is not that good. So the water came out from the drain and they got a flood on the house. And that the person who bought the house from the real estate, the company, and the complaint and told that the agent that what the house you sell, I bought it just a one spank. Now you look, the drainage system is not good. Now my house is half under the water. Now it's very difficult. So now you have to give me back the money, and I want to give you back the house. Then the real estate agent was so freaked out, and then he talked in the company, and the talk with the company boss. Now the people who buy the house wants the money back, because they are complaining that the house is under the water because of the drainage system, the problem. So the company boss told him that you don't have to worry. Now it's a very good time to sell the water boat. Go and tell them to buy the water boat. So this is the modern system, how the system, whether it is like that. And the media, social media, and lots of the advertisement. So that's why it generates a lot of your attachment. More you get attached to a lot of the things, you will feel like your life is a very lack of a lot of the things. So that's why what I'm doing, the detachment, no? So for the serious, when you come to the practice, the detachment. The best way to the practice the detachment is the practicing the impermanent, okay? Impermanent, the best way. Everything would not live the forever. And especially that the very important that in the life to the life, the relations and the whatever, impermanent is a very important practice. When you're having the whatever things, what you're having, appreciate it. When you get attached, you will not appreciate it. You will trying to get more and more how the attachment works. When you really practice the impermanent, then you will feel the appreciating the things. When you can appreciate, then you can have the more peace and the joy. So that's why the impermanent, okay? That is a more, for if you're very serious, so you have to practice that impermanent little bit, okay? More, okay, impermanence. And that is the, now I don't have to tell how to practice impermanent, no? Now many of you have already studied, and now you know that, no? So that's why the impermanent practice, okay? And this is the thing. Now about the in the modern life, the direction. Direction is something that, as I told you, in the spiritual journey, the direction is a very important. Direction is sometimes you can practice well, sometimes you cannot practice well. That is a very common thing. Okay. Some people always share me that sometimes they can practice very well, sometimes they cannot practice that well. That is a very common. Okay. Most important thing is that the continuation is a very important. Okay. Keep on the continuation. In my own experience, like an emptiness practice, for the several years, I don't see any improvement in my practice at all. Then I asked my master, I don't know what's happening with me. So my master told me one day, okay, stop the practicing the emptiness. Just do the practice of the mandala offering, of accumulating the merits. And so many years I stopped. Then later on one occasion, I still clearly remember one time I was in the Switzerland, and suddenly one morning, I feel like I have to get a very good realizations and understanding of the emptiness immediately that. So something like that, sometimes your practice, you will feel like it's not improving. But when the time ripen, then you will certainly have such realizations of the understanding. But the thing is that the continuation is a very important continuation, okay? Because right now, many of the people, they tell me, oh, I meditated 10 years or 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Still, I don't see any improvement. So it is not like that. Okay, it is not, as I told you, because when you go to the gym in the 2 months, 3 months, you will see some of the difference in the body, no? Sometime in the spiritual practice, Dharma practice, you might not see that immediately. Sometimes it may take, some people might see the difference, sometimes might not, but you have to keep the continuation, okay? That's a very important. I have to move forward all the time, okay? Does it make a sense? That is, okay? So, because if you look back, it's very important to look back at like Lama Tsongkhapa's life history. Lama Tsongkhapa, when he was practicing, one certain point, he got very stuck, okay? Very stuck, and he don't know what to do and meditate. So certain point, he got very stuck, and at that moment, then what he did is he asked his master to consult with the Manjushri Buddha. His master consulted with the Manjushri Buddha, and he got some answer, but still he could not get it very clearly. Then he practiced, and then he had the visualization of the Manjushri Buddha. Then he had the direct conversation with the Manjushri Buddha, and then it really helped his practice. Then he got the realization of the emptiness. Okay, so that's why right now you are coming to the practice and the beginner level and the intermediate level. Then advanced level, always think that your practice is advanced level slowly, like a Lama Tsongkhapa life story, okay? Like to practice the Manjushri Buddha, some sorts of having the direct, the conversation. This is the very advanced level, and the very careful you have to do, okay? 2 things, okay? In the future, you have the direct contact with the Manjushri Buddha and the conversation with Manjushri Buddha. Don't forget me, okay? That is a very advanced level, and the very careful you have to. Why I'm saying the careful is that this world is full of the psycho peoples, no? Who lots of things, oh, they see this and that. Because my own experience, I met a lot of people, okay? One time, let me tell you the one, I'm not so sure that whether you have heard about a certain that Tamil is one area of the Kathmandu city. You know the Kathmandu, no? Where the capital of Nepal. I was in the restaurant in the Kathmandu. Then I met the one gentleman, and I was having the dinner with some group of people. That person told me that he had some of the private question. I don't know that person. So then he came to me and he told me the one thing that have you heard about the Shambhala? Shambhala is I will say it's more like a mythical stories, or the stories about that is like a pure land in this world, okay? Certain people can get in there, and once they get in there, they will live the 100 and 1,000 years, but looks ever youth, even the 1,000 years old. Once they step out, then they will become so old. That's a lots of books about the Shambhala. It's like a mythological stories, okay? One gentleman told me that he fly away so far away and came to see the Himalayas and around, and he told me that he was searching for the Shambhala, and he feels 2 years. He feels very quite near to the Shambhala. Only problem is that he cannot find the gate of the Shambhala. He's asking me, can I give some tips for him to find in the gate of the Shambhala? One site is so funny. But one side, I feel sad and the compassion, mercy to him. 2 years he spent like a searching the something which really don't exist at all. My belief, okay, my belief, it don't exist at all. But still he was working so hard on getting that. So the point is that when I'm talking about the visualizations or the deities, that should be the very careful. Because when you look at the Lama Tsongkhapa story, Lama Tsongkhapa, when he having the direct visualizations of the Manjushri Buddha, he asked so many questions. And these Manjushri Buddha, whatever they answered him, he told him that I don't understand it at all. The Manjushri Buddha told him to write it down. When the times come, right times comes, you will understand it. It is a very important message it gives. Because normally people, when to having the hallucination, whatever you are having, the hallucination, Buddha or whatever, they will talk exactly that what you know. So that's why the one very famous story in the ancient the masters, there is one young monk, and he told the master that I cannot sleep in my room because ghost is coming and they're disturbing me all the time. The ghost is coming all the time. So master told there is no ghost, comes from your imagination. So no, he told the ghost comes and the ghost talk like this. Ghost knows exactly that what I do. I visited my relative house. You know the thukpa. Thukpa is a noodle soup, okay? Tibetan is a very famous food, okay? When I had the the noodle soup in my relative house, the ghost will tell me that what I had the food. That time when I went to a relative house, no one is there. So master told him one thing. Okay, next time when the ghost come, put your hand in the sack of the grain, you know the grain, and just take out a handful of the grain and ask the ghost, how many pieces of the grain in your hand? So student did exactly that. When the ghost comes and he just put his hand in the grain and pull out a handful of the grain and ask the ghost, how many pieces of the grain in my hand? Then the ghost disappear. Because the ghost don't know the answer, because the himself don't know the answer. When himself don't know the answer, what will the ghost can answer? This is the word. Sometimes when you're having the hallucination of the deity, exactly that Buddha will talk exactly what you know. So Lama Tsongkhapa, the Manjushri is totally different. Very deep points. He talks the Lama Tsongkhapa, now I don't understand it at all. It's going very big. So that is the, in case when you see the Manjushri Buddha, okay, Manjushri Buddha talks exactly what you know, then that is another right Manjushri Buddha, okay? Now I will tell you the one better way, how to identify the right Manjushri Buddha, okay? If you have the visualization of the Manjushri Buddha, ask the super loto number, okay? Ask the super loaded number, okay? Then you will know. Okay, so this is I'm just telling you the very advanced label, no? Advanced label, how you have to go to the practice, okay? Advanced label way, okay? So now because the Dharma is like a spiritual journey, slowly you have to move and more and more further. So that's why I tell about that I'm having the session on the online, like a 6 years program. So my wish is that after the learning it, the student can stand on their own feet. Then they can practice and they can learn them. Just like this learning is like giving the tools of the practice. And then they have to deal with their own emotions and they have to stand on their own feet. So that's why now the Dharma journey is very important. You have to move further and further. So that's why not to remain as the same as 3 years back or 4 years back. Okay, so that's why the first will be the very beginner label, then come to the intermediate label, then come to the advanced label. But lots of people trying to jump into advanced label immediately, then nothing will happen. Okay, so these also the very like a foundation of the practice is the very important, like a foundation of the practice. No, so these are very important, like a bodhicitta, compassion. These are the foundation of that you should always be there. That is a foundation, okay? Even you are practicing the very spiritual, very high practices. But if you don't have these foundation practice, then your Dharma practice will not get improved at all. Am I clear about it? Am I clear, no? Yeah, okay. Now I'll come to the point, the direction is if you are very beginner level, okay? If you're very beginner, what will I suggest? What always I tell the people that live happily. enjoy. If you have a social media, enjoy it, but still you can meditate it while you're enjoying it. Okay. So a little bit advanced level, get detached. Okay. Now, don't get confused with that. Okay. If you feel like you're beginner level, enjoy social media, but still you can meditate while using it. If you feel you're a little bit more advanced, then try to get detached. Am I clear? So that's why the Buddha was giving the teaching, he talked about the practice of the smaller scope, medium scope, a larger scope. Because it is not just look at it. Today you might like a example. Okay, today you might like a pizza. Tomorrow you might not like it. This time I am having the Beyond an Impossible burger quite a lot of times. Now slowly I'm getting a little bit of too much too much now. That is a changes coming in. That is a natural changes. Now, if your Dharma practice, if you do it the same thing, same again and again, there is no improvement. Because once you get improved, so the way of the practice should be get changed. So what you have for the breakfast, you can have it of the dinner or lunch for the 1 week. What will happen? You will get tired of it. Because everything is changing from the inside. Your mind is trying to see the different things. Feels are too much. That also happens, no? So that's why the Dharma practice. So if you're a very beginner, as I told you, that very beginner, whatever you do, try to focus what you're doing. Okay, practice it. If you're a very beginner, I always try to live in the present. Try to live in the present. What I mean by the try to live in the present is that when you're practicing Dharma for the beginner level, okay, if you're watching the television, be aware that you are watching the television. If you're using the social media, be aware that you're using the social media, not to get too much thing of the past and the future or the beginner label. Okay, that is a very important, because that sometimes what happens is that when we are having the free time, what do you think? Most of the time when you are free, you will think something related with the past or something related with the future. So that's why there is one saying, I really like that saying, that if you feel sad, you are living in the past. If you feel anxiety, you are living in the future. If you feel peace, you are living in the present. So that's for the beginners, you're trying to live in the, can you all hear me well? Everyone can hear? Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. When I was teaching in the Sacramento Monastery, we don't have the microphone and speaker. So I'm used to teach without the microphone speaker, because sometimes when I teach them, my voice is quite loud. So yeah, anyway. Okay, so that is beginner labels, okay? And the beginner labels are as the direction. So what the direction you have to do is that whenever you come to the Dharma practice or the meditation, it's very important that for the beginners that whenever you're trying to meditate, as I mentioned, the two things are very important. So two things are important. The first thing is that just try to understand the labels of the emotions and your levels of the emotion. Levels of the emotion is like that how easily do you get the stress? How easily do you get the anger? How easy do you get it? Sometimes in the life, everything does not go well in your life. How do you react it? So understanding the self is very important. If you're a very beginner, I mean, it's a very important to understand yourself, that what is your emotion label. So why I'm saying is that it's very easy to see that your emotional label, okay? Emotional, very easy to see that just if you get free later on, just close your eyes and just look at yourself and try to find the 5 reasons that why you are so fortunate. Try to find the 5 reasons that why you are so lucky. Just try. If you can find very easily, that means that your happiness level is quite high. If you find a little bit difficult, that means that your happiness level is not that good. And if you find why you are what the reason, that if you try to find the 5 reasons that why you are not so lucky, I think that you will find a lot of the reason that why you're not that lucky. So that shows that your negative emotional level is quite high. Why you are not that lucky? Find some reasons. Both sides you have to look at. So the beginner label that for the beginners, the Dharma practitioner, as I mentioned before, it's very important to see that your levels of the emotion. Check your levels of the emotion. And the Dharma practice is actually to help you to control all this, the negative emotion, to reduce all this negative emotion, okay? So always you have to keep check that whenever you have the incidents, like such an incident that, like incidents that bad incidents comes or something comes up in your life, how do you deal with it? So when you can deal quite well, that means that your Dharma practices are improving. That is how you have to test all the time, okay? Because when you're practicing the Dharma for beginner level, always you have to see that how you deal with the incident, bad incident, how you deal with your reaction. Sometimes that a lot of things can happen, we cannot control it. But one thing we can control is our reaction toward that, how we can control the reaction. So like if you look at the, especially news, when you look at the news, lots of the news will come and sometimes we'll react, sometimes we'll react very badly. For the Dharma practitioner, it is not the right thing to do. Do you know that, or I'm not so sure that, I think that sometimes I used to tell in the class that in the Nepal, in my room in Nepal, that's a one side of the wall, I write the name of all the dead peoples, I don't know, all the dead people's name, wall. And one time they had a flight accident in the Nepal, and lots of people died in that flight accident. So I wrote the flight number, date, and how many people died in the Nepal accident. I write there. And what I'm so happy with at that time is that when they're having the flight accident in Nepal, flight accident in Africa, my compassion and my sympathy is equally same to the all. That is what I feel. So that's why when you come to the Dharma practice, it's a very important that your compassion and the sympathy toward the people, actually, it should be the equally same, okay? Equally same. Even if you don't like someone, but you should love him. Are you getting my point? I always give the example in the class that I don't like a crocodile at all. I don't know why I don't like the crocodile, but I still generate the love toward the crocodile. The love is the thinking, the happiness of the crocodile, thinking the happiness and the crocodile, wishing the happiness to the crocodile. That is a love, okay? So that's why the Dharma practice, that in the Buddhism term, we call that, what do you call that? Equanimity. How do you say? Equanimity. Equanimity. Okay, a little tough word. Yeah, that is always, that is also the one very important thing. Okay, sometimes when you come to the Dharma, sometimes when you come to the Dharma, and that really happens all over the Dharma groups. Okay, not only everywhere Dharma group. The one person told me the one thing. That person told me the very interesting thing is that before the Dharma practicing, he told all the Dharma groups, whenever joining Dharma groups are very nice at practicing. When he get in the Dharma group, he heard the more gossip. That is when more people get to, more gossip will come. More gossip come, that will more. If you look at the origin of the gossip, sometimes your negative emotions are causing the gossip, jealousy, anger, ego. This will create a lot more gossip. So that's why that is a very important to watch out. Okay, more people gather, a Dharma groups, and more people gathered, more gossip. That person told me the one thing: the Dharma group, they feel that the more gossip he can hear. So that's why the one funny thing is that he told that if you don't hear any news when he go to the Dharma group practice, he will hear all the news. So this is the very important when you, especially when you are practicing the Dharma. So that's why you have to very cautious about whatever you talk. If you're something you're talking because of your own jealousy, because of your egoistic attitude, and in the Bodhisattva Avatarachara, it means now you should remain like a tree. Don't talk, keep the silence, okay? That always watch out yourself. Okay. Sometimes if you talk the gossip and a lot of negative things, it will create a more negative thoughts of the person whom you're talking. Also, it will destroy that person, his or her mental peace. No. So that's why that be very watch out. You have to watch out. Okay. So that's why you have to always watch out that what you talk. So when you feel like you are talking because of your negative emotion, you just remain like a tree. It says in the Bodhisattva Avataracharya book, you remain like a tree. Keep silence, do nothing, and the remains. This is the one of the most important and one of the best practice. Okay. Am I clear? So that's why the one saying that the ancient time on the great master, people will know that he is angry because the master will not talk. He's angry. So that is the saying. When we were the kid, yeah, master, that story is a very, the famous that story, that's so. But it's a really the good practice. When you are very angry, don't talk and keep silence, remain like a tree, okay? Then you will not create any problem, okay? So just thought to share with that because of the today's mainly, I just want to touch you the how you have to practice in the yourself and how you have to practice when in the group, in the company, no? And the third thing is, as I mentioned, the company is a very important. When you spiritual the practice, only you can develop when you have the proper company. When you are in that spiritual Dharma groups and the company, and it's very important to discuss and to talk about the practice, okay? Not to jump into some of the unnecessary topics, okay? So Dharma practice and the group and the talk about how your practice is going on. Listen from the others' experience. The Dharma practices are something your experience and others' experience can be very different. For very honest with you, my Dharma practices improve very much after when I talk with the students, when they share their experience. It really also helped me a lot. Even I spent so many years in Dharma. For me also, it really helps. So that's what definitely it will help you when you discuss with others and talk about how they deal with the anger, how they deal with the negative emotion, what they practice. So you can learn it from them. Also, you can share your idea. And the very important thing is when you share, don't get the egoistic attitude, okay? Sometimes when you share slowly, then you will bring okay, you will generate the egoistic attitude. Okay, you did this and you did that and use that, okay? If you feel that you have generated the ego, then what you have to do? Stop. Don't talk, okay? That you have to do. Sometimes when you share the more Dharma practice things, so it will generate the more your ego inside with you, okay? Let me tell you the one story. So have you heard that there's just a story? When we are the kid in the monastery, when we go to the debate yard, when we debate, in the monastery, when we are the very young and in the night debate, it's quite cold and they're saying that the night debate time, one ghost will come, okay? That ghost name is the very funny name. We call the donkey ghost, animal donkey ghost, okay? Donkey ghost. And they're saying that the donkey ghost is very good at the debate. And when the debate, and if you lost, the ghost will take you. Okay. If you win, then he will run away. It is like a story, but when we were a kid, we truly believe that. And we say that when the donkey ghost come, his appearance will like a human. But only thing is that what he cannot change, that he is having the donkey ear and the donkey hand. Ear will don't. So that's why, have you noticed that in the monastery, winter time, we wear the monk's robe? Let me show you an example, like this way, to cover up your head, no? So when I was kid, when some monks come, no, even my classmates, or they comes with cover their head with the monk's robe, I will get to skate a little bit. Might be the donkey robe. And then when they took out the robe, then I will feel, wow, it's my classmate or my friend, no? So that is stories goes like that. So I was so scared that when we meet especially in the monastery nighttime debate, at that time the light is not that good. Story comes from the Tibet, no? This is in the story, the donkey ghost, okay? So when I was kid, I was so scared when the night debate time, when some monks cover up their head like that, oh, that might be the donkey ghost. And I was scared. And later on, when I studied the philosophy, I was quite good at the debate. And you know that in the many years I was studying, I'm very good at the debate. And the debate is like a competition game. Then sometime I used to wait for the donkey ghost. That time I think that, okay, now we'll challenge with him. I think that I can win. Sometimes even the night time I will wait and to see what is coming. And sometimes monks comes like that. At that time when I was searching for him, I really wish the monk would take off and see the donkey's ear, no? But I'm not mad at anyone like the donkey ghost. Then I feel that, oh, I can defeat, no, in the debate. That comes. Then later on, then my thought changed. And then I come to the more to the Dharma practice. I feel that if the donkey goes appear without debating, I will surrender. I will tell him, I lost. You can do whatever you want for me. So this is the change. So the Dharma practice like that. When you are sharing session, sometimes when you can share the Dharma better than the other, don't generate the ego, okay? If you don't feel that you are doing better than other, always think that the motivate to help them more, okay? Motivate to help them other also with the wisdom, okay? Sometimes when I tell to help, then the too much help is sometimes you also know the right way of the helping. That's a very important, okay? How to, what is the right way, that I will talk some other time, okay? Today time is up and I will stop here. And yeah, so the choosing the company, third point, okay? And it's a very important to the company and the right way of the how you have to spend the time with the Dharma company, okay, group. Yeah, okay, thank you. So then today maybe we'll have a 10 minutes right now, the breaks, and I have to do the initiation preparations, okay? So yeah.
So like maybe
Any question on
1:15, we'll meet back.
there? Any question sessions or question answer? If you have any question, maybe I'll leave for the 1 or 2 minutes for the question answer.
Okay, good
Okay.
question.
Any questions?
Okay.
No, I just want to say thank you, Rinpoche, for coming to
Okay,
Sacramento. It's so
Thank you.
nice to see you. And I also want to thank the folks that have traveled in across the country to be here and out of state to be here as well today to see Rinpoche and to see the Sangha. So thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's it. We're short on time. So.
Rinpoche, I feel like we live in a very toxic world, like and sometimes I feel like very too sensitive, and it kind of an obstacle for me to be in peace. So just a car honk to me in my way here, and I keep looking in the mirror at the thinking about this person is very negative, and I feeling bad, feeling like I'm getting toxic, affecting me too much. So how you deal with the toxicity of
Okay. It's the okay. So there's a few ways how you have to deal it. The first thing is it's very important to understand from the other's perspective. Sometimes when we make the judgment from our own perspective, so you have to learn from the other's perspective, what's going on in that person's life. Sometimes we don't know what's going on in that person's life. That's a very long time back that I was in the South India monastery. There is one young kid monk. I think he was age of 10 or 12. He don't study well, very rude. And he was class teacher told me, cannot train him at all. Whatever the teacher told him, he will reply back very harshly. And I told him that they want to ask him to leave the schools, the monk school, no? So then I talked with him, what's happening with him. I didn't know that how his life was. He told me that his life, the most worry about his mother. His mother, one time, his father got drunk and kicked his mother from him, damaged both of the kidney mother. Now, can you imagine like that kid? How will they? Everything is now feel very frustrated and mentally. Even the teacher tells something that the incident triggered him, and very much triggered. And that is something like that. When you look when you make the judgment, you will look from your perspective. So that's why to understand the other's perspective. Like an example, when you on the street, suddenly someone honked the car, okay? Maybe that might be the very hurry to get in the hospital. Some might maybe their parents or someone might get sick and they might be admitted in the emergency. But we will not know the whole, the backgrounds. So that's why they're trying to understand the other's perspectives is number one. Number two is that the important thing is that whenever I always tell the people that whenever, okay, someone is makes you that unhappy, what you have to do is that you have to mentally offer that person to the Buddha and to pray the Buddha bless him to make more intelligent and more kind. Okay. So I teach that practice, and one of the lady told me she took her parents to the holiday, like a vacation. And she told me the parents they quarrel each other in front of her, fight each other. Then she told me she just practiced and she offered both her parents to Buddha. To bless. So this is the second point. It's also that's what you have to do, because sometimes when you see that person is a very negative, now what will you do? Just ask the Buddha to have make that person more calm and more intelligent. That practice will help that person or not, that no one knows, but definitely that will help yourself to bring your mind more calm. And the third thing is sometimes the habituation. One time you get angry with the person, like an example, okay, when the person is car is honking, when you get angry one time, then the second time it will get much easier to generate the anger. It's like a habituation. Now you are having the bad habit. You are adapting the bad habit. So you have to change the thinking, psychological, the thinking. You have to change it. When the person honk it, you recite the mantra Om Mani Padme. I used to do like that. Because sometimes it's for wearing the monk's dress, no? Sometimes if you go into certain places, people will, America is very good, no one looks like you at a very strange, no? So in some country, when you're so like me, people wearing, everyone will gaze and look at you. Things like I'm just run out from the circus. So it is for me. What will I do is then for that, I will always pray the Buddha. When they see me, at least they can receive the blessings of the Buddha. And sometimes when I goes in the jungle, whenever I hear the animal sound, I recite the mantra Om Mani Padme. These all animals can receive the blessing. So normally people, when they hear the bird sound, they will enjoy it. This is one of a good thing. I'm saying very good, okay? But what I do is I recite the mantra, pray the Buddha, they may receive, these animals also receive the Buddha's blessing. So that is how you can change, no? So when a car honk or makes you unhappy, but you cannot go and shout everyone on the street, no? So you can recite the mantra and the Buddha to bless them. Yeah, that is what I do when the people gaze at me, look at me, and wearing the monk's dress, no? So I will pray that may also they receive the Buddha's blessing, seeing that I'm wearing the Buddha's robe, no? So may also receive the Buddha's blessing. That is you have to change like that way habit. So sometimes before what I use, whenever the negative thoughts come into my mind, I recite a mantra, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme Hum. So sometimes you didn't spend time with me. Sometimes when I'm alone, sometimes you may heard I'm reciting the Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme Hum. That time, that means that some negative thoughts come into my mind, okay? Not that I'm just thinking the Buddha, okay? So that is the habit. When I recite the mantra Om Mani Padme, suddenly it's very easy to overcome the negative emotional thoughts. So negative thoughts come, suddenly I recite the mantra. When all the mind is full of the positive thoughts, I never recite the mantra. Okay? So sometimes 2-3 months, I don't forget to recite the mantra, because that means that my thought become very pure, no? So this is how you have to choose. You have to change your habit, because otherwise, when someone, just example, okay, someone honk the car in the street and you get angry 1 time, 2 times, then always you will get angry whenever you hear the car horn, no? Always you will get angry. So that's why you have to change. Suddenly when you hear the car horn, start to recite the mantra, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, and think that may the Buddha bless that person. Am I clear? Okay, that's the way how you do. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So maybe.
Omo araya pacayana indi Om araya pacana